What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Talking Sports with TC, and let's get right to it. We are midway through the college football season, and man, it has been an excellent season to say the least. You have so many teams that are still in the running to make the college football playoff, which is this season will be the last edition where it will be 4 teams. Starting next season, it will be 12 teams expanded. The contenders that you got to watch out for that might make some noise the rest of the way. Georgia, still the top dog, no pun intended. They are the 2-time defending national champs. Now, granted, they struggled in some games of late, but they still are the team to beat. Until someone can knock them off, then they're still the champs. Now, who can knock them off? Well, there's a bevy of contenders that's out there. You have Ohio State, who's looked pretty good. You have Michigan, also in the Big Ten, who's looked impressive, very impressive. Florida State, back to being the Florida State of old. They have rebounded from the last few seasons where they've been the doldrums, and they had an awesome season last year with 10 wins, and now they're trying to continue to build that momentum under Coach Mike Norvell. Washington, a team that doesn't get a whole lot of pub as of late, but this year they have looked really, really solid, with Michael Penix Jr. being the front runner right now for the Heisman Trophy. Granted, they had a game to where they barely got by Arizona State last night, but nevertheless, they've looked very impressive. Now, speaking of the conference races, the most interesting to watch would be the Pac-10, the Pac-12. Now, this is the last season that we'll know the Pac-12 as it is right now, with the majority of the teams jumping ship to other conferences. You have UCLA, USC, Oregon, and the previously mentioned UW moving to the Big Ten. Then you have Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah going to the Big 12. Stanford and Cal are surprisingly and nonsensibly going to the ACC. So that leaves Washington State and Oregon State. 2 teams who are having solid seasons so far this year. Where are they going to go? Are they going to go to the Mountain West, the former Lions there? Is the Mountain West and them going to merge and create a new Pac-12? What's going to happen? I mean, we don't know. But given the fact that college sports has been a big business for years, and now it's just gotten absolutely straight out of whack and just out of hand with all these conference realignments going on. You never know what could happen, but the Pac-12 will cease to exist after the basketball season. But this will be an interesting race, to say the least, in the Pac-12. You have at least 3 or 4 or 5 teams that can make a play for the conference title. Lastly, the story of the year has to be Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. I've mentioned this on a few occasions on my Facebook page, and as much as I want to see Coach Prime and the Buffaloes succeed, what I don't particularly care for is people jumping on the bandwagon and just trying to ride the wave of success. Look, I understand that Coach Prime, he brings substance, he brings a flash, he brings a bravado to college football, a shot in the arm to a sport that really didn't need it, but it just adds a little bit more pizzazz to it. This should be about building this program in the long term. It shouldn't be about the now. They're off to a 3-0 start. Granted, they should not been ranked in the top 25 at the beginning of the season after they beat TCU, but they were. And now they're kind of like in a bit of a funk to where they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. So what's going to happen now that they are in the meat of their conference schedule? They got tough games coming up, and if they could get at least to 6 wins and become bowl eligible, that would be a success considering what happened last year when they only won 1 game. But all this talk I'm seeing on my Facebook page about, they're going to win the national championship this year and blah, blah, blah. Everybody needs to just temper your expectations down a lot, because it's not realistic. Now, look, they brought in an entirely different roster of players, and I get that. And I understand that, especially a lot of my friends who are African American want to see Coach Prime and the Buffalo succeed. But you got to give the man time to build the program. You just can't sit there and just automatically claim that they're going to win everything right away. Look, they got some talent on both sides of the ball. The star power, the appeal is there, but this should be about building the program long term. and not just jumping on the bandwagon and saying that, hey, I'm a fan when they're undefeated. But when they're going through a little funk like they are now, half you guys are nowhere to be found, nowhere in sight. This is why I hate bandwagon fans with a passion. I hate them with a passion because they're not real fans, period. Take me, for example. I've been a Colts fan, a Pacers fan, a Blackhawks fan, and a Cubs fan, and also University of Louisville fan for many, many years. Now, all my teams have succeeded and all of them have not succeeded. But the difference is I don't jump ship when there's a tough time, when tough times are ahead for a team. Every team goes to the doldrums. Every team struggles for a period. But it's all about supporting that team no matter what. It's kind of like in a marriage. You know, when you're married to somebody for a long time, you're going to go through a rough period. And when you go through a rough period, are you going to just abandon ship and just go to the next possible thing that might be better? No, you wouldn't do that. I mean, it's not fair to the person you're with, and it's certainly not fair to the team and the fan base you're supporting or allegedly supporting. So to all you bandwagon Colorado fans, please knock it off. You know, if you're going to be a true supporter of the team, be a true supporter of the team. But don't come into a situation to where, oh, I mean, he's a black guy, he's a black coach, he's going to be successful, he's going to win the whole damn thing. Everybody should just shut your damn mouths and just see what they do the next 5 games. The next 5 games is going to be critical in terms of what's going to happen moving forward. If they can get to 6 wins, that would be great. If they finish 5-7 or 4-8, then there's still a lot of work to do. And Deion is the first person to admit that there's a lot of work to do. Fans of the show, let me know what you think about the college football season. Who you think is going to have a great rest of the season. Do you think the Pac-12 is the best race in all college football? And is the bandwagoning for Colorado warranted? Let me know what you think and post your comments on youtube.com/talkingsportswithtc. Well, folks, that concludes another edition of this fine program. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.